Hello? There we go. Okay, the mic's now calibrated. Tonight I'm going to be going over the Siege of Maladrax. The Siege of Maladrax. It's a pretty cool novel. Basically, the Iron Warriors' third company or some grand company is no longer grand anymore, and they're running like this factory on this world or whatever. First of all, I'd like to start off, and I would like to say that really any of the Space Marine Battles novels they're all pretty good, okay? And when you get them side by side, they do a little codex thing where you have like the paint job guys like side by side. It's pretty cool. I don't remember this one. This one everyone knows about. This one's pretty good. Maladrax. The World Engine is pretty good. Don't remember it. And then I'm talking about the Siege of Castellax. I might have said Maladrax. Maladrax actually, that one's really good. But the thing about the Space Marine Battles novels is they're all just kind of just like that. They're just Space Marines having battles, and so it's really kind of hard to go wrong with these. So I really for like a first time reader or whatever, people ask me sometimes like, well, what would you read first? I'm like, well, this is probably what I would read. Any of these novels, maybe not this one because it's not that good, I don't think. But these are all just classics. Fucking classics. So yeah, Maladrax is pretty great. Basically the chaos fleet's running away from the orcs at the outside of the system. And what they do is like the captain orders all the ships in the fleet except for one to shoot at one ship in their own fleet, and they disable the engines, and so they let the orcs toy around with that ship, and then they think that the main orcish ship is like just like it's the size of a battleship, but it isn't armed. It doesn't appear to be armed. There's no heat signatures suggesting that, but really it breaks into a part of tiny little ships. It goes to the planet battle. Planet battle is all right. It's cool. There was a very vivid scene with basically they have like, I guess you'd call them somewhat like between PDF and guard, and they're these chaos forces, and they're just these guys, and they're pretty cool. They fight the orcs, and it's a pretty vivid construction battle scene, and it's horrifying because the orcs really just start teleporting people, like their orcish people in, and that was pretty sickening. They just get like teleported into the beams and whatnot and into the rafters. So that was horrifying. The battle, the war on the planet doesn't go particularly well, and it's really, really funny to watch all of the chaos generals squabble and point at each other. It's really funny. It's hilarious because they're so quick to just blame each other and rip each other's throats out and win the war. Or yeah, there's an obliterator, and he's probably the most powerful obliterator I've ever read about in any book ever. This obliterator is horrifyingly powerful, and then there's another pretty powerful obliterator. But the thing I like about the obliterator is they can only seem to placate it for some amount of time. Now, that's not necessarily. I mean, it's true to the lore, but it's not like the big. I mean. It's like, okay, well, you have to placate the Hellbrute. You have to placate the Demon Engine. You have to placate, you have to placate the Noise Marines. You have to everything in a Chaos Army needs to be placated. So it's cool, though, that this thing was basically like a mindless and it had esoteric wants and goals. It was cool how the prison commander warden knew, like, unleashing the obliterator would be his last command. And so, he tried to even reason with it before it destroyed all his men. That was pretty cool. The only thing about, I thought this was Aaron Dembowski or even Ben Counter. But the only thing with this kind of writing or whatever is it seemed like it plateaued right when the orcs, right before the orcs started winning big time. Like that was when things were really cool. And then things started getting weird. There's like this. Oh, the Tech Priest resistance was awesome. The Tech Priest, so they were gonna rise against the Tech. So basically, there were Tech Priests there that got taken over, and they were allowed to live as long as they promised to make war machines for the Iron Warriors. And so finally, there was a Tech Priest uprising, and one of the Iron Warriors knew it was going to happen, and so it was horrifying. It was horrifying. He killed one of the tech priests. This was like a couple months back, and then he replaced it with like a robot that looked just like the tech priest, and he like remote controlled the robot, and so like they were about to do the big thing, the big fucking thing, the big thing, and then he just basically like he made them build a bomb that, and he like told them because they were frozen, like this is not only gonna serve me, but it's gonna fuck you all over. And I'm pretty sure it like made a hole in the ore. It did something stupid. It did something more esoteric than anything else. It was almost a win for them. It was cool though how their entire like rebellion was just crushed by that. It wasn't even treachery. It was just that guy building a really good looking robot. But yeah, like, and then there's like a human resistance, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of just cringe because like they all. Okay, look, the thing is like this book starts off with one of them watching the Iron Warriors dip a guy into molten lava or something because he made the sign of the Aquila. Okay. Like that's how the book starts. And they're all so willing to fuck the Iron Warriors over. And I get it, but you'd be horrified. Oh yeah, there's a terrible moment in the book where like basically instead of allowing the slaves to evacuate, they just chain them to the machines. So the orcs just go around just butchering the slaves. Well, that was horrifying. This guy has a lot of fun little fucking details. I got to look more into him now because C.L. Warner. I swear I thought I was reading Dembowski or Counter the whole time. This guy's gotten up in my book. This book's it's really cool. I won't spoil the ending, but the Iron Warrior. Well, yeah, they fuck each other over pretty epically. It's pretty epic. It's pretty epic. It was cool how like at the end, like one of the super weapons, one of the orc commando, he was told to get a super weapon, and he got to the super weapon, and he said he just didn't like it, so he had it blown up instead. And he said, he basically said "fuck it" in Orcish. That was pretty cool. There's just a lot of hijinks. The main character, he's just another chaos like template for like he's like that. He's like he's like Karn and Karn's books, or like the guy in the Blood Gorgons book, or there's always like a chaos like good guy who's like somehow able to escape taint. Mostly he's not really that different. He's just like a chaos space marine. Let me put it that way. He's like a space marine who's chaos. He's still, but the thing is, he's still basically just the space marine. He's just on the evil side. That's the most distinguishing feature about him. He's got some cool wings and there's a reason he has them later on. It's a good read. I don't really remember a whole lot of it from a while ago.